How are you guys? So you're in Denver right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
How's it go? Have you opened up yet? Or I saw on the website it was like on the 22nd.
Yes. We have some previews this weekend starting Sunday, and then I think our first like true press night is Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how's it going?
It's going so well. Like we're having a fabulous time.
Well, I mean, you're not going to say it's terrible, it's awful. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
people are
Well, that's
falling off the stage, and
Right.
I know. We were saying it's going so well that we're like suspicious. That's how it feels.
When's the other shoe gonna
Yeah,
drop?
exactly. Like we've been around this business, so we were like, people are happy. Oh wow, this is great.
Right. You're not going to have that like Paul Rudd, Meryl Streep moment from Only Murders in the Building or anything anytime soon.
Exactly.
Yeah. I saw this, I think it was last year. I forget whenever it was, yeah, I guess it was, I have two kids, so my brain is kind of jumbled all the time.
Totally.
But man, I loved everything about this show. It was just the best. And you walk away. I mean, it was just, oh my God, it was so great.
We feel the same.
Absolutely.
We both saw it off Broadway before we were a part of it on Broadway, and I've literally never done this, but I was in the lobby of the theater after it finished and bought a ticket to see it again, still in the lobby
Oh,
of the.
wow. So, I mean, it's got to be such like a great thing to be part of it and to be, where you are now, just like on the tour.
Absolutely. And
And
we've both toured before, so it's so fun to return. Like we're so excited to come back to San Diego because we love it there. It's just great. It's just great.
it's a bit rainy today, so, hopefully when you're here.
Yeah,
Okay.
totally. Just take care of that for us, and
Yeah.
then yeah.
And both your roles are just like complete showcases. I mean, just fantastic. I'm an actor too. I would kill Jim to play your role. I mean, your role too, Emily, but I don't think I'd
But
get fired for that. But
I'd have
I
to.
mean, I mean, it's got to be so freaking great to walk out on stage every night and be these people.
Yeah, I mean, you said it yourself. We don't get the chance to do this level of material very often, and so we do feel very, very lucky to be a part of this.
Um, and you guys were in the original run. You guys were both understudies or standbys.
Exactly.
Yes,
Standby. Yeah.
both standbys.
So did you have to re-audition for what you're doing now?
No, which
Lucky for
is
us, we did not.
yeah, we did not. But we both. I used to cover standby for the mom and the aunt who I'm playing now. Um, and we both were lucky to have like quite a handful of performances to go on. And I think knowing that the tour was coming, I think they people probably just came and like saw us then, which is so nice because I mean, as you know, as an actor, like that is not typical. I feel like you always have to like re-audition for stuff, even if you've done it for years. And so this was really luxurious that we didn't have to.
I've never like been a standby or understudy or anything, but just knowing me and how I am, I would be so rattled every single day thinking that, the phone's going to ring or whatever, or, I'm backstage or something and, hey, somebody just stubbed their toe, you got to go on. I
100%.
mean, how do you guys like how like emotionally and like how do you guys just like prepare yourself for like a day?
Well, that was the most interesting part of the Broadway experience for me was I've been an understudy plenty of times in my career, but I had never been an off-stage standby. So like we were going to the show every single day, 6 days a week, and there were many weeks that would just go by where we were just not in the show. And so every day you kind of show up and you have no idea what you're going to do, and you can watch the show as many times as you want, but until you're like really in it, it's a fascinating experience. And so there would be days where you'd show up and you would just kind of hang out and enjoy the show from backstage, and then there would be other days where you'd get a 20-30 minute notice, and so it was kind of kind of crazy in that regard.
Yeah, I feel like it's always in the back of your mind a little bit, like from the second you wake up that you could potentially lead a musical that day,
Right.
but you can't completely live your life like that because that would also make you totally insane.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's like a very delicate balance of like kind of finding moderation in your day. I feel like that's like the skill that it gets you really good at, because if you're thinking that you're going to do the show every single night, you're going to drive yourself nuts. So I feel like I always was like, I'll do a little vocal check-in. I'll like go to the gym, get myself ready, but then I'll go about my day, you know?
What is the what's the quickest you've been told to get on stage? Like you're
In
just hanging out backstage and they say, "Hey, you got to go."
in any show.
Yeah.
Well, so it's so funny. I've done this from both sides because I started as an Elphaba standby in Wicked,
Mhm.
but then I took over as Elphaba. So I have both gone in the middle of the show and called out in the middle of the show.
Oh,
So
wow.
I've seen it from both sides, and I feel like that's a particularly weird one because you have to get fully green or fully degreened, you know? So I feel like that's like 1 minute notice, you know, and then thrown on out there. And I feel terrible that I had to do that to someone once as well. But you know, that's live theater.
That's how it happens. Yeah.
Watching the original actors in the show like you guys did all the time, I'm sure, and obviously they were fantastic. But uh, did you guys take anything from their performances that you're bringing to yours? I would think like through just pure osmosis that these things seeped into your body.
Oh,
Oh,
so
100%.
much.
Yeah.
They were such, I mean, as you know, having seen it, like they were a truly incredible cast across the board. Like some of the best performances I've ever seen, just period. So I feel like what we're doing now is so like in homage of them. And like because they were so themselves, we feel really free to be ourselves in our performances. And so you know, sometimes there is just one way to say a line, and I'm like, Bonnie Milligan said that right, and I'm going to say it that way. And then there's times where I'm like, she was so herself here. I can trust to be myself here. And having people that were that individual is so inspiring to be your own individual.
And we're also very fortunate to be working with the original creative team day in and day out. So we can approach things and ask questions and you know, go up to Jess Stone, our director, fantastic director, and just be like, hey, like this is how it was done, this is how I'm seeing it, blah 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 blah. And you can kind of meet in the middle, and it's been a really, really great experience in that way.
Yeah.
So you guys are working with like the original director and all that this time around?
David Lindsay Abair, Janine Tesori, like
Mefford.
Danny Mefford. It is spectacular. All the original associates, all the people you want in the room have been there, and it's been so cool. And especially like as theater fans, we're like, these people are in the room with us. Like this is crazy. Yeah.
Were they with you in like the first week or so in Denver, like when you were getting prepared, or?
Yeah, they're still here.
They'll be
Oh,
here.
wow.
They'll be here until we open, just to make sure that everything is clicking on all cylinders. And then once we open officially this coming Thursday, they'll head back, and then we take it on the road for a long time.
A long time, but they'll come back in and check in occasionally. And we have our associates that will come in even more, and they're such a wealth of knowledge. So it's just, yeah, it's really great.
How do you guys health wise like stay prepared, like with your voice and things like that, especially like traveling to different parts of the country with altitudes? Denver, you know, I got pleurisy in Denver once. It was terrible.
Wow.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, it's that's definitely an adjustment. We're lucky that we have toured before. So I feel like the second we landed in Denver, we were like, okay, we got to hit the treadmill, you know? Like we know that to like acclimate. But honestly, we're big, like we're pretty simple. Like we try to eat well, sleep a lot, and drink a lot of water, and add things in if we're feeling sick, you know? But we try not to rely on like too much, because I feel like that puts me like really in my head. If I'm like, I have to do 50 things before I sing, I'm like, no, I just sing and then we can go from there, you know?
When you're touring, you're going to each city, but also a different theater. I did a show at my first show at Old Globe, and it took me like about half the run till I knew where everything was and where I actually had to go without having to ask somebody in a scramble. I mean, sometimes you're in a city for a week. I mean, uh, how do you get sort of acclimated to the backstage of a theater so quickly?
Yeah,
Or does it happen?
seeing all these beautiful theaters is some of the best part of touring. Each theater has its own history and style and architecture, and so I love that part of touring for sure. And in terms of getting acclimated, we have a system that is pretty foolproof to get us around backstage. We have these hilariously beautiful arrows that are the same in every city, and they'll tell you exactly where to go. If you need to go to the hair room, it's this way. If you need to go to dressing rooms, they're this way. The green room is this way, all of that stuff. And then when we're on stage itself, our stage is exactly the same in every city. So nothing changes in that regard. We have our numbers across the front to tell us where we need to be, and our performances on that stage that we bring with us are exactly the same. So that is very easy as well.
Yeah, luckily they've made it like the arrows are so giant, you would find it so funny. Like, so we're just like, we see those yellow arrows, that's where we're going, you know? So I feel like we don't even have to adjust. We just are like, somebody has done this for us, because otherwise it would be crazy. Yeah.
Are there any like, I guess either major or even minor differences between the show that I saw and what you're bringing to here to San Diego?
There are plenty of differences.
Yeah.
And
I mean, besides the cast, of course.
Right. I mean, we have some new staging elements, some new choreography elements, some new set design elements. So if you are a fan of the show from Broadway, you will love enjoying these new experiences. And if you're seeing it for the first time, I think you'll enjoy it just as much. It's been really cool for us to have been a part of both productions.
A lot of it was some of the set pieces are switched on what sides of the stage they're on.
Yeah, there's some mirroring involved.
Some mirroring because of like how they've like kind of jewel boxed this into fitting into like a traveling set. So that was really interesting at first, and kind of like oh wait, I have to enter over here. And then I will say that Debra is skating in this one, and she did not skate in the other.
Yes.
I cannot wait to see how that sort of where that fits into the story.
Exactly. It's very fun.
Yeah.
I mean, just the show is great. I mean, just some of the the comedic moments are just drop dead funny, and even like the parts where it's like it's incredibly sad. It's just oh my gosh, I can't wait to see the show again.
Yeah, that's the best part of it is you get these like huge laughs, and you have these really bittersweet kind of beautiful moments, and it's, for me at least, it's kind of everything you want in a musical theater experience.
Yeah, what a good ending line. Wow, you need to start a new career on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.